Lesson 2, Unit 6. Adapting the schedule. This is the last step in the schedule management process. Adapting is required to ensure the schedule reflects all the changes and updates so that the team and stakeholders can make informed decisions. The process includes decisions on the frequency to adapt the schedule, analysis of the changes to the project constraints, the levels of authority to approve the changes, and update the plans and communicate the changes. With the variance analysis indicates that the project will be delayed and unable to meet its planned end date, you may need to evaluate the options available to bring the schedule back on track. There are two corrective action techniques that you can do to amend the schedule: crashing and fast tracking. Crashing is a technique for making budget and schedule trade-offs to obtain the greatest amount of a schedule compression for the least amount of cost increase. For example, assigning an extra resource to an activity in order to reduce the time to complete it. You need to decide if reducing the activity's duration is enough to justify the associated higher cost. The trade-off may be increasing an activity duration that is not on the critical path by moving the resources initially assigned to it. Fast tracking involves doing activities in parallel that were originally planned sequentially. For example, an activity for analyzing baseline data was scheduled to start once all the data was collected, but through fast tracking, the activity could start earlier than planned by starting some preparation work such as creating the database, thus reducing the time to complete the project. During the analysis of the change, you need to investigate the causes for the delays and implement corrective actions so they don't happen again. Changes are mostly caused by wrong estimates, assumptions that are not valid, risks that were not identified, and issues that steal time from the project, and factors outside the control of the project. Making changes and modifications to the schedule means that the original planned activities now have a new start and new end dates. Changes can also imply new resource assigned and changes in the milestones of the project, as well as changes in the completion date of the project. Once the changes have been approved and the schedule has been updated, you need to communicate the new schedule. This can be done during the regular reporting periods, or if the change is significant, you need to bring it to the attention of all stakeholders impacted by it. Failure to communicate properly may result in people following the old schedule. You also need to document the steps taken to adjust the project schedule. This is part of the lessons learned process to build a historical database that will be compiled during the project's closure. For example, the lessons learned can include the actions and steps taken to improve schedule performance, the experience gained in estimating the duration of activities, and the steps you took for a more efficient process to monitor progress.